Hello and welcome to an amazing podcast. This is D Modi, and we have a new member to our three-man anime shonen squad. Tell us your name and your kill-death ratio.
Sorry, what? Hi, I'm Cecilia, and I don't want to disclose that information. That's quite personal to ask of me. My kill ratio?
Yes.
Your kill death ratio.
Kill death ratio. All right, 1 to 1.
Perfect. Okay. We'll get it up there. Don't worry. It'll be cool. And
Okay.
we are talking about Jujutsu Kaisen, episode number
14.
Yeah.
Boom! I knew it. Now, what did you guys think? So, first, new opening. How'd you all feel about it?
I liked the opening a lot. My favorite part, weirdly, of the first opening was how Panda had how they just showed Panda pretty much because I just love Panda. And then in this opening, they show him in a buff transformed form and he's beating his chest. That's my favorite part of this opening. And yeah, and the song is nice. And also, actually, I'll let Cecile go before I mention this. So yeah, what did
Can
you
I
think?
talk a little? Yeah, can I talk about the song a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's called Vivid Vice by Woya, and I gotta say, if I came into watching the new opening without thinking about the first one and how much I love Eve as an artist, then I would say that second opening is pretty good. I do like the rock genre, and I think that what really shone through in this opening was the percussion part and the drum set. I like that they used the toms a lot more. And syncopation, really like that, but the vocals in the chorus was kind of a little too much for me, and I don't really know how to describe it, but in comparison to the first opening, I gotta say Eve was way better.
So, I find that kind of interesting because I definitely think that this opening was straight banger, but I'm trying to decide which one I like more. I think the visuals in this one and the whole editing style was much more striking and much more eye-catchy. And I'm always a bigger fan of faster paced openings, but I feel that the opening for I guess the first part or the first half of the season had much better pacing and editing speed, and I feel like it gave you a much better look at the whole world and what you're getting into. But I will also say I think the animation for this, while it may not be as artistically striking as the first opening, I do think the use of rotoscoping was very nice.
Oh, they rotoscoped? You see, you guys teach me so much. You're teaching me about the fact that they had rotoscoping in there. Cecile's teaching me about the fact that there's percussions and she used 3-syllable words in there, syncopation. to me, all I can tell is good or bad. So yeah, I liked it. I thought it was good. I think I'll probably agree with you, Dalton. I think the song in the first opening is better, but the visuals for this one, for the second one, I think are better.
Well, then I gotta ask this question. Do you think that they should have started with the second opening instead of the first one so that it could match the visuals, and then keep the first opening with the second visuals? Or do you think what they chose was the good idea? Because I do think that the opening was what allowed a lot of the fans to come in and start getting interested in it.
So I think this was a good choice. So one thing I will say, one issue I have a lot with anime openings is you're always judging which one was better. Was the first season better? Was the second season better? I never felt the need to directly compare the two, and that's maybe because the time between this transition wasn't that long. But I feel that with the way the show feels like it's flowing, I think the openings were good fits, because the first opening was a lot slower because you're getting accustomed to the world, you're getting used to it, and the fact that and then you have the second opening, which is way more faster, way more kinetic, way more sort of chaotic, sort of like symbolizing that this is going to be a much bigger, more intense, fast-paced kind of show. Like, with the openings, you can, like, the flow of the editing sort of shows like an increase of, it shows there's a really nice gradual increase of speed that can be seen when you watch the two openings, which I really appreciate.
Yeah, I think that's true. And yeah, I don't necessarily feel the need to compare them either, but to answer your question, Cecilia, I think the music in the first one matches the first one, and the music in the second one matches the second one, and I think they're good. They're good as they are. They're all good. Like, everything's good. I really don't even have that many complaints.
Now, I will say it was a good call using a more well-known musician like Eve on your first season, because it draws in a much bigger crowd. Like, if you had something like, I'm trying to think of what another, like, more lower key, like, I feel like if you had a more lower key artist for your first opening, you wouldn't have got, like, you would have gotten a lot less buzz for the first season, and as a result, a much smaller audience going forward.
Yeah, to be fair, the second opening, Woya, is apparently, I think if I read it correctly, they're also the ones who wrote the openings for Psychopaths, but I'm not too sure about that. So it is a well-known, they are a well-known artist, but I agree. Eve was definitely the reason I started Jujutsu Kaisen.
Really?
Now, to be fair, though, and this is, so, not to toot my own horn or anything, but I live under a rock. So if I find out about something, then it is super mainstream.
All right.
And the fact that I know who Eve is, I think is a testament to how big he must be.
And I must be living under like a boulder because I don't even know who Eve is. So. But also, I think the thing that actually like made it like very popular, or like the thing that was more popular, was actually the ending in the first season. I think the ending was probably
totally
more popular. But yeah, there was one thing I wanted to say about this opening. Gojo was holding flowers. I don't know if you guys saw that. Okay, so oh yeah, I forgot. Okay, so I know, Cecile, you're caught up on the manga, so try not to spoil anything.
I'll try.
Oh my god,
but
you horrible manga only readers, always reading the manga, spoiling the anime for yourself, and making it harder for us normal people to have a discussion about the property.
Do you know the struggles? The struggles of a manga reader is that they're all alone. They have no one to talk to, and they're just sitting in the corner of the room trying not to cry with what happens.
That's kind of true.
And they're... But back to Gojo, because I'm a huge simp for him.
Yeah, so he was holding flowers.
You made your choice, Cecile.
He was holding flowers, so that made me think, okay, so does someone die during this season? Is that why he's holding flowers? But then by the way that Cecile laughed, and I know she's ahead, it makes me think, oh, maybe it's like, I don't know, the flowers are for something else. Like maybe he proposes to Utahime or something like that.
Clearly, he's planning on doing a video where he does flower arrangements and debates the efficacy of euthanasia.
Oh,
were you not paying attention to this episode?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Obviously, what was I thinking?
But like, don't you think you're going a little too ahead with the flowers? Because like, here's the thing: we saw a cat version of Gojo too. That doesn't mean he's gonna turn into a cat this season.
Oh
God
wait,
damn it, you spoiler!
That cat was him? I didn't know that was him.
Did you not see blue eyes? I fangirled so hard when I realized it was Gojo. I'm like,
wow. No, I didn't. I just thought it was a random cat. or I thought maybe it's like a character that we might get introduced to later on, but I didn't know it was Gojo. I didn't notice that. So yeah, okay. That's probably the longest we ever talked about an opening. That just shows how good the Jujutsu Kaisen openings are. What'd you think about the episode overall? Like just general impressions.
I thought it was heartbreaking.
Really?
Like
What?
Yuji cannot catch a break, you know, as a protagonist. Like he is just struggling as a protagonist. First, he fails to save his friend from being turned into a discount Pokemon, and then he fails to end global warming. Like, oh my god.
So true. I forgot about that. Oh wait, can we talk about the fact that literally, and I mean literally, everything Gojo says is just comedy gold. Like every single line, like the drinking game, the solving global warming, his whole dynamic with Utahime, like it's just everything he says is just hilarious.
Dude, I am quoting that as much as I possibly can. It's like, yo, dude, I'm so cool. I solved global warming, bitch.
What are your thoughts, Cecile?
During that scene between Gojo and Yuji about like trying to surprise Nobara and Megumi, I thought that was so precious. I also saw the manga version of it. I gotta say the manga did it better. Sorry. It's not that it was missing any parts. It wasn't like taking away anything from it, but I think there was more reaction towards it or the reaction from the reader to it when you see just like blank panels of every single scene. And so I gotta say, I should mention this. Yuji's Waku Waku made my heart
Oh yeah.
He was so cute about it. And then I felt so sad when I realized like, oh, he hasn't seen his friends in like such a long time. They don't know that he's alive.
Yeah.
And then made a stupid plan about it. Oh my god.
Yeah, what did you
just stop.
What did you guys think about their reaction to him, being alive?
I love how they made him like hold up one of those like mourning frames. And,
yeah.
Like, sit in like corner and stuff.
Nobara is the best. Like that's the best reaction. Like no, you're dead. Like I don't care. I've already gotten over it. You're dead. If you're not dead, I'm gonna kill you right now. Like
no. That's another thing. I think if I remember correctly, the manga had like it started with the dead face scenes, and like later on, I do remember Nobara being like emotional about it, and I don't think the anime portrayed that. Maybe for other reasons, I don't know.
Was it much later on, or just like literally within that chapter?
Within the chapter, it was probably like a ending. Like you know how in the last page of a chapter, there's always like a little scene and stuff like that. I think that's what it happened. But oh my god, Yuji is like popping out saying "Opepe."
Yeah.
Why? What does that even mean? What is OP? It's like in the subtitles it said OPP, and I'm like,
they actually
what?
do you guys watch the post episode like scene? They usually do like a little short comedy scene at the end of the episode.
I saw one of them, yeah.
So OPP actually means they do. Okay, actually before I go into that, let me just say this. I was going to say this at the end, but that ending scene that they have at the end after the credits, it's what's his name? It's Toto, yeah, you've seen it. Okay, it's Toto watching Tanaka, was that her name? The idol girl that he's into. It's him watching her like in her special and just laughing and like, oh yeah, that's my girl or whatever. It's just he's just there like enjoying it. And then
like, Toto is the GOAT, okay? He's quickly becoming one of my favorite characters.
Oh my god. Okay. Oh, I don't want to spoil it. What do I say?
But OPP means Ocean Pacific Peace. Just
What?
Yeah, it's totally random. It's totally random.
That sounds like a very K-pop-y idol kind of thing to do. Just saying random words and the fan goes crazy over it.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, I mean, for my general impressions, I love this episode. The reunion, the setup of like Kyoto trying to kill Yuji, the setup of like the cursed spirits stealing Six Fingers from Jujutsu Tech. Peak comedy, of course. The comedy was really, I would say this is, I would definitely say this is the funniest episode so far.
Real quick.
Yeah.
On the subject of like the whole after credit short, I feel completely robbed. I was expecting to see Nanami and Gojo play catch with expired rice balls while debating the separation of church and state.
That's so. That is so true.
Yeah.
That's what they should have done. I would. No, I want to see both though, because I did like this one. I would have wanted to see both, but yeah, that's so true. That's a good one.
Like,
What?
and the funniest part about that is that that's apparently like from what I've researched of of what little I've seen of Japanese politics.
Mm-hmm.
That's not even a real big topic in Japan. That's more of an American thing.
You see, like that's what I'm saying. Like everything Gojo says is just funny. Like he should quit being a sorcerer and just like go into comedy. You know, that's his true calling.
No, I said this before and I'll say it again. Gojo is the final form of every single white-haired anime character and the pinnacle of shonen sensei archetype
and
ever.
You want to know why I think I agree with you. He is the pinnacle. And we've talked about this a little before in previous episodes, but the thing I like so much about Gojo is that you never see like the character who's the strongest character have a sense of humor, let alone a great sense of humor. You know, like it's not just like it's not just like a gag. You know, like some characters just have like little gags, like salmon or whatever, right? But like he has like a hilarious sense of humor, and he's also the strongest character, which is not a combo you see a lot, I think. Yeah. So what did you guys think? Like even before the opening, there was the part where the cursed spirits, like, you know, Mahito and Jogo and Geto, they were like meeting up and they were talking about what they were going to do, right? And even before they started planning, they mentioned there was a specific part when they said that like when Yuji asked Sukuna to heal Junpei when he died and Sukuna said no, I was thinking that it was just Sukuna just being mean, right? I mean, he was obviously being mean, but it turns out that it was because he couldn't heal him, apparently. What do you guys think about that?
I took it as a sense of like a really small thing where it was just like it was too much trouble to heal him. So like he would have to like go in and just completely reshape his soul or something. Where if it was just like a mortal injury, it could have been something like he just pours energy into him and he just regenerates.
Okay. Do you have any thoughts on that, Cecile?
I think that what you're theorizing about what Sukuna could do and couldn't do regarding Junpei's body and soul is a good idea and it's relatively correct. I think the scene focusing about like thinking about what Mahito could have done to get Sukuna on his side is the focus. You remember like last episode you see Yuji like shocked from being like rejected by Sukuna, and then you see Mahito and Sukuna above him and like cackling over him.
Yeah.
I think that was a really important scene to realize that Sukuna was an not good person, and I kind of totally forgot about that. I forgot that he was like a demon who doesn't care about humanity, and everything he does is just on a whim. That's something we learn later on, but
it's funny you say that
right now.
It's funny you say that because like just this episode alone, I have like so many theories about Sukuna now, even though he didn't even show up, because like so earlier in past weeks I was like theorizing that it's possible that Yuji and Sukuna could like maybe become friends in the future, right?
I thought so too.
But then but then that part happened when Sukuna didn't heal Junpei, and I was like, okay, there's no way Yuji would ever become friends with Sukuna if he didn't heal his friend, right? And he was also just an asshole about it. So yeah, I think that's pretty much, that theory is down the drain, which kind of sucks because I feel like it would have been a good theory. Good thing to happen.
I love Sukuna so much because he takes that whole like inner demon trope from like a lot of other shonen, and he just like shoots up the unpredictability of it to such a charming degree.
Yeah.
Because, like...
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
I was thinking, like, this is just a personal issue with Sukuna, but then I've been, like, seeing a lot of fan art and, like, a lot of wholesome, like, content between Sakuna and Yuji, and I was just like, this could be a really nice thing that could happen. And based off every other anime that goes off the trope of, like, a human interacting with the demon, they have some form of relationship that benefits both of them, and therefore it leads to something like positive or something like that. But this, everything goes downhill.
Yeah.
All my hope went down the drain when I saw that scene.
But actually, my theory just like has a little bit sign of life now, because what if when Sukuna like declined, I guess, to save Junpei, maybe he had a good reason. Maybe it was like he could save him, or like maybe he could save him, but Junpei just would be like a shell of who he was, and he thought it would just be better to not. I feel like there's probably ways that can be explained. I guess there's probably explanations for Sukuna not saving him that would allow for Yuji and Sukuna to become friends. I really want that to happen, so I'm still I'm gonna cling on to anything.
See, I was going to go the route of something like. See, I would expect I would expect something like that where he does heal him, but it's the kind of lifeless doll thing, and Sukuna just does it to be a troll.
Yeah.
Well, you have too much hope.
That's what I'm. Yeah, because
no,
you're right. I mean, this goes into more of my theory, which I'll probably get into later. But I think Sukuna can still be like a sadistic bastard and still be on Yuji's side. You know, like I think it's possible. I don't know, but yeah,
like the whole hyper sadistic anti-hero thing.
Okay. Speaking of sadistic, Cecilia's laughing so sadistically right now because she knows things that we don't know, and she's like, "Oh, they're so wrong. They're so wrong."
Something I can say that has been suggested and also kind of proven in like previous episodes is the relationship between. I think something you're forgetting is the relationship between Sakuna and Megumi. And that's going to be your key factor into what kind of relationships the Jujutsu sorcerers are going to have with the curse.
That's a good point. That's That's true.
And that's why I'm going to crush all your hopes on the relationship between Yuji and Sakuna.
Okay, well...
Oh, that makes me so sad.
Let me say this. I'm just going to look even way better if in some crazy way they still end up becoming friends. Somehow. Despite all this, despite everything, all these good points you're making, if they somehow still become friends, oh my god, I'm a genius, you know? I'm a genius.
No.
I called it. Called it.
Okay, now here's the thing.
Because you don't know how the anime is going to go. It could go that direction. It could pull like a Tokyo Ghoul or like Soul Eater.
Yeah, they might.
Can I remind you that the manga isn't finished yet? Okay, so anything... Yeah. I agree anything can happen. Realistically, nothing's going to happen that you're going to assume is correct. But one of my theories is that I think that around the ending, it might go into an actual tragedy. Because that seems like the... what's it called? The trend we're having this season and the past seasons with like Promised Neverland and like what other anime is happening. Demon Slayer. Oh god.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm thinking that it's gonna finish off with a tragedy with like possibly Yuji like leaving this world with Sakuna. But the relationship between those two could change in the afterlife potentially, as well as I don't know, they might make like a special episode where everyone has a happy ending and like they're reincarnated or something like that, or maybe I don't know.
I mean,
they
isekai protagonist.
Isekai protagonist.
When you said tragedy, the thought that came into my mind was, Sukuna having like a tragic story, like a tragic backstory, and I would bet my life on that. Like I definitely think
Oh, he might.
because okay, I was going to mention this later, but this is another part of my theory, which I guess another prediction is, you know how later on in the episode, the principal, I think it was him, that was talking about how if you kill a sorcerer without cursed energy, or if you kill a sorcerer with cursed energy, then they come back as a curse, right? As a cursed spirit.
No, you have to kill them with cursed energy.
Yeah, exactly. So if you kill them with cursed energy, they will come back with as a curse.
No, they stay dead. They stay dead if you kill them with cursed energy, but if you just, like, shoot them, then they could come back as a curse.
Oh, wait, no, hold up.
No.
We need, oh my god, hold up. Okay, do you want to go first? And then I'll go after.
Okay, yeah. From what I understood from the episode, he said, if you don't want a sorcerer to come back as a cursed spirit, you have to, the final blow to that sorcerer has to be without cursed energy. I'm pretty sure about that.
Really? I don't.
So, I'll go back and look, but if that's true, then my theory about Sukuna is that Sukuna used to be a sorcerer, and that he was killed with cursed energy, and he came back as a cursed spirit. So like this Sukuna that we're seeing right now is a cursed spirit that used to be a sorcerer and was killed with cursed energy.
See,
How
that's
long
what
ago,
I'm
though?
expecting.
1,000 years ago.
1,000 years? I don't think so. All right.
Because they said that's how long
Yeah.
he's been around. 1,000 years.
1,000.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
That's what I was wondering. That's what I was expecting to happen with that other like sorcerer who's holding hanging out with all the other curses like Mahito and Jogo.
That's what I want to talk about too. Okay, go ahead.
No, I just want to point that out. That was like
Oh my god. Okay.
small theory.
So your theory is, oh my god, that is so on point, because I just remembered a lot of things now, and that aren't spoilers. But like, okay, so his name is Geto, right?
Yep.
And
Sorry.
Wait.
that guy.
Question.
Yeah.
Does that mean whenever someone leaves his house, they're officially leaving the ghetto?
Please leave. Please leave. All right, yeah, go ahead.
Okay. God, how do I continue that? Ghetto. Yeah. Okay. So, what did I want to say? Okay. So we know he. Okay, I'm trying to remember if this is a spoiler or not. We know he's a sorcerer, right? And we also see him in a sorcerer's outfit, this episode, and I think that's really important, especially regarding what Maribo said about the principal's speak. And I'm pretty sure Maribo was wrong and Dalton was right about the if you want a sorcerer to like not come back as a curse, then you have to finish them off with cursed energy. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
that's much more right.
I'm just rewatching it now, and yeah, you're right, Dalton. Sorry, that's true.
Yeah,
that is what it is.
Okay, because that makes so much sense. 'Cause I didn't pay attention to that at first, but now speaking of okay, so I think your theory about Sukuna could be right, but it's not related to the principal. I think it's more related to Geto, and that's why I hate saying his name like that. But
Well,
oh my god, I can't say that.
I wasn't.
Oh, I can't say that.
I mean, I was. I feel like that's what half of this podcast is going to be, just Cecile trying to hold herself back. But what was I going to say? I wasn't saying that the principal necessarily is the one that killed him. I was just mentioning the principal because he's the one who explained the rule, I guess.
Okay.
But
let me ask you this.
Yeah.
What's your understanding of Geto and his relationship with Jujutsu sorcerers?
so
So that
this
I can
is-
make sure I don't spoil anything.
this is actually something that we've talked about in earlier reviews. I think Geto is like, I think he seems like a human, right? So I was thinking this whole time, I mean, not the whole time, but like at first I was thinking that maybe he's a sorcerer who used to be like working at Jujutsu Tech, and then he like defected and he joined, the cursed spirits. Now, after learning that sorcerers can become cursed spirits after dying, I'm thinking that maybe he was killed as a sorcerer, and he became a cursed spirit. But also, question. I know we might not have the answer to this, but so if you kill someone with cursed energy, they will not come back as a cursed spirit if you kill a sorcerer, right?
Yes.
So then does that necessarily mean that if you kill them without cursed energy, then they will come back as cursed spirits?
I think there is an option. I think it's an option. So, like, if you're, like, really pissed and you have a lot of, like, unfinished business, then you can. But if you're just like, nah, I'm good with life. Okay. I've lived long enough, then you'll just die and get teleported to an isekai.
Gotcha. All right. Yeah. Yeah, okay.
Do you guys know who killed Geto? Or what killed him?
No, we haven't found that out.
Fudge. No.
Don't say anything. Don't say anything.
Okay, because let me just remind you that
I was about to say gentrification.
Oh,
but
wait.
That's probably off.
If something does happen to Geto, then we're going to have to assume that he came back as a cursed being, right? And that's why we could potentially see a different, like, the scar on his head that, like, completely removed off the top.
Oh.
Do you remember that?
Oh my god. Okay. New theory. What if Sukuna... So many theories today. What if Sukuna is the one who killed Geto? And the reason I'm suggesting this is because I remember that scene when Sukuna... Remember when... what's his name? Yuji and Sukuna were, like, both inside his body, and Sukuna was trying to make that pact that, like, you know, we're gonna fight and whoever wins, like, gets their conditions met, right? You guys know what I'm talking about?
Oh shit.
Yeah.
When Sukuna killed him, he just did that thing where he just, like, sliced the top of his head off. And that's exactly the same kind of mark that you see with Geto. So maybe that's what he did, but that could be totally wrong. I don't know. I think that's a stretch.
I disagree. Because Sukuna died a long time ago, right? And they're just recently collecting his fingers. Mm-hmm. They wouldn't have any contact with him, right? And Geto was...
That's true.
Do you know when Geto was alive?
No, I have no idea.
Period? Okay, never mind. Then your theory is perfectly reasonable within your understanding of this.
yeah. I still think it's a stretch, though.
I really need a shot.
It's fine. Okay, so we then went into, like, after we had the reunion, we got a little bit more, we found out the principal's plan to kill off Yuji, which, not gonna lie, is... I can't tell if that's a good thing for a principal to do or a bad thing. Because on one end, getting rid of the dumber students sort of, like, raises the test scores. But
no.
Murder can be wrong.
I hope
can be.
I hope you never. Okay. I hope you never lead a school. You'll be wondering, like, okay, the test scores were not that good this year. Who should we cull?
I bet that's already an anime concept.
Oh, that's true, actually. I wouldn't be surprised.
That's actually a movie.
Actually, Assassination Classroom, if you guys have seen that, it actually comes pretty close.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah. That is pretty true.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of the second years and third years opinions.
Of which schools?
I love... Like, again, Toto is the GOAT. I love how he's literally, like, sitting there, like, raging out the room, reverse kink-shaming everyone around him.
That's so true. Reverse kink-shaming.
Oh, I should probably think, okay, something Toto is going to ask you guys if he existed. Sadly, he doesn't. But what are your types of girls? Would you pass?
I don't know. I don't know if I would pass, because to me it seems like he just wants random answers, right? So not random answers. He wants
weird answers.
Yeah, he wants weird answers.
He wants unique answers.
Exactly.
What do you mean weird answers?
He wants unique answers. Because what did Megumi say? Megumi said something. He said something boring. What was it?
A girl who something about, like, personality.
Has a good personality and a nice face, which is like...
Oh, okay.
Yeah, who doesn't want that?
Yeah.
Who doesn't want that?
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, okay, I mean... I feel like I probably would not pass Todo. Actually, no, because I remember. Okay, so I have seen one panel of Jujutsu Kaisen, and it's the panel where Yuji is like, I like tall girls with big asses, like Jennifer Lawrence. Oh, sorry for spoiling that, but it's probably gonna happen next episode anyway.
That was a spoiler. Try not to say it. Oh my god.
Oh, is that what you've been holding yourself back from saying?
Okay, you see, like, let me say this. I can kind of see where Toto is coming from. Because think about it. This is a world where you have multi-limbed, supernatural creatures. Like, if I was him, I would be expecting people saying, like, oh yeah, I like girls with 8 arms, 5 asses, 3 eyes. But then they're all like, oh, I just like girls with like 4 limbs. I'm like, come on, man, don't be such a prude.
No. I don't think that's what he's thinking. I think he's just a shallow person. I'm gonna have to agree with him as a human being. I do judge people off looks. I'm so sorry. Forgive me, but oh my god.
But the thing is, okay, so I don't know because I did not see the next panel, but I feel like Todo. Todo. I think he probably liked Yuji's answer, but I think Yuji's answer is also pretty boring. Like, it's just like, okay, like, that's pretty normal. I don't know.
You're gonna let's see. Next episode, we are gonna find out.
Yeah, I guess
that's what happened. Yeah. Also, Yuji's type specifically was blonde girls with big asses, like Jennifer Lawrence.
Oh, Jennifer Lopez. Oh, okay.
Lopez.
Oh.
Lawrence, was it Lawrence or Lopez? I don't remember.
I don't know. Yeah. All right. That's funny.
But it is a Jennifer.
Yes, it was one of the Jennifers. That's correct. What did you guys think about... Okay, well, actually, I didn't even say what I thought about the rest of them. But I mean, the thing about Jujutsu Kaisen is that it's one of those shows where I literally like every single character. I guess if... It would probably be easier to say the characters that I like the least, and that would probably be... I forgot his name. The dude with the eyes closed. He just kind of seems very, very typical and, boring.
Are we going to ignore the fact that there is a robot in this universe?
Yes, okay. That's exactly what I was going to ask. Okay, so which characters are you guys most excited to see more of? Because for me, it's Robot and Panda. Like, those two guys. I can't wait.
I'm Robot and Todo.
Okay, all right. Oh, well, you've seen...
Things I already know.
Yeah, you already know.
Through.
Okay,
But no, let me mention that speaking of second,
who's
third
your
years...
favorite?
Gojo.
Out of...
Of the class.
She's
I'm between Miwa, because we got another Gojo simp, and
That's
the
true.
second one is Maki, because Maki is she has such a good character to her. I love that she's sarcastic in a sense, but also just... You will eventually see what happens between her and her younger sister. But I love Maki as a character. You're going to find out why. And she's just so precious. And if she existed, I would totally date her. Oh my god, she's amazing. But Miwa, because we have the same type.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
This is where I can relate with Toto. If you don't have the same type as me, we're not going to be friends. If you, exactly.
Oh,
if
no, I'm the exact opposite. If you have the same type as me, I'm getting as far away from you as I possibly can.
Why?
Well, here's the thing. We wouldn't be friends if you weren't interested in Gojo, okay? We already established the fact that both of you are simps for him. And that's why I'm here with you guys.
It's impossible. It's impossible to not be a simp for Gojo, to be fair.
Oh my god, his eyes and his sneeze. Did you remember that he had like this little sneeze when Nanami was saying overly excited adults are creepy.
Okay, you are actually next level. I actually do not want to be like grouped in with you because like you're noticing his sneezes and that's just like that's next level simpery right there.
No.
This is why we invite you on the podcast. We made the right choice, Modibone.
Yeah, I actually don't want to associate with you, so yeah.
Okay, but let me also talk about Megumi's eyelashes. They're so long.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are we good?
Oh, God, is that why his parents gave him a girl's name?
What if that is the reason? What if it's something dumb like that?
Oh, do you know about his parents?
No,
No.
not yet. All we know, I mean, yeah, we don't know much
Okay,
about
you
him.
and Cecile, since you
What?
read the manga, and this is just like settle an argument between me and Modibo.
Oh yeah.
Are Yuji's parents important?
From the fact that I already questioned parents? What?
Or like, okay,
Yeah,
so
It already
Yuji's-
answers the question.
are Yuji's parents relevant in any way in the story where you are?
No. The sad thing is he doesn't have any flashbacks of them or any like related like thinking or just even like in like scenes where it's like fighting. He's always near death, but he never thinks about his parents. And I honestly think that I'm like,
Okay, so
ouch.
so
Boom.
but are they mentioned at all?
No.
Okay, all right.
Not
I'm still
anything I
sticking
don't
to my
know.
guns. Okay, the series is not over yet. There's more to come. It's only in like the third, fourth arc in the manga probably. So like, it's okay. It's okay. I'm gonna be patient. We're gonna find out. It'll probably be.
No. If you okay.
I
The only
am
thing
JoJo's pony. I am JoJo's posing in victory right now.
I can vividly imagine that.
Glad I can't see you.
But here's the thing: if the manga doesn't even mention Gojo's parents and we get his background, we also know that Yuji has the possibility of not mentioning his parents.
Okay, but I think I would.
You're wrong.
I would. Well,
Why
I mean,
won't you take the answer? You're wrong.
no, I mean, as where you are, yeah, sure, right? It's what, like 140 chapters or something? That's nothing. That's nothing. All right, we still have a good way to go. And actually, that brings me to something else I want to say, which is that it's going to contradict what I just said, but this seems like the type of story that's not going to be like super long, because my favorite part about this episode was that beginning scene when the cursed spirits were talking and they were making their plan to like get the rest of the fingers, because now for me it's like the whole concept of the series is solidifying. I guess Cecile would know if I'm right or not about this, but for me it seems like now the whole concept of the series is like it's a race between the sorcerers and the cursed spirits and who's gonna get the fingers first, and it's like a fight over the fingers. And I think that's a great concept, and I'm very excited. And I also think that means that the series is not going to be like ridiculously long. But yeah.
Also, real quick, Jogo in the hot springs. That is one hilarious.
Oh
pipe.
yeah, that's true. That was.
I love that man.
That's perfect.
I love that man.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if any of the curses refer to him as old fart.
Even you see,
Love that
That's the
man.
thing. Even the villains are just so likable. Like it's great.
No, they are not likable. You know about like Mahito has a personality I find refreshing, I guess, and I would also probably like him if he was like a second male lead in a romance slice of life manga. But in this series, I hate him, and there's a very specific reason, two reasons why, and that was one relating to Junpei, and I seriously thought Junpei was gonna last throughout the entire series, but no, I was so disappointed. And the second one is because eventually you'll find out that he's a butt. He's straight up a butt. Like I don't like him. Like after no,
Okay.
what arc was it?
Okay.
I don't remember.
I mean,
it's another arc.
I don't love him, but I definitely like him. I would definitely say I like him at this point. And yeah, I wonder how
We're not friends anymore.
I wonder how that's gonna change.
The fact that you don't like him means they're doing a good job writing him as a villain.
I guess that's true. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
See, I don't like him either, but that's like the fact that I don't like him is the reason I like him.
yeah. Yeah.
Weirdo.
I know, right?
Yeah. I guess okay, so another thing. The fact, I mean, there's a trader in Tokyo. Do you guys, Cecile, you probably know, so if you know, don't say anything, but if you don't know, I want to hear your theories on who the trader is. Dalton, you can go first. Who do you think, if you have any thoughts about it, who do you think the trader is?
First instinct is the principal.
Mm-hmm.
Second instinct is closed eye senpai class president son of the Kyoto school.
Oh, ooh, that's a good one. Okay. Cecile, do you know? Or no?
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Sorry, I didn't hear you. Can you say it again?
I know. Yeah, I know.
Oh, you know. Okay. All right. So,
Mm-hmm.
all right. I'm gonna say, I'm gonna say my theories on who it is. I actually like your theory about closed eye senpai. That's good. I think my first instinct was also the principal, but I think it's just way too obvious. That's why I don't think it would be him. It would just be like kind of boring. My thinking was that maybe it's that dude that we haven't seen yet, Okotsu Yuta, like the dude who's like super strong and like he like beat Kyoto last year and he's not.
The black head? The black hair?
I think he has black hair. They didn't show his face, but they kind of just show like the back of him, like in this episode, and it was like.
I'm gonna tell you something.
Okay.
I don't remember him.
Oh. Oh.
I don't remember him at all in this arc.
Okay. Well, all right. I guess he's not the. Well, he could still be the traitor, but you know who the traitor is, and you're saying that, so probably okay. All right. Thanks for crushing my dreams. Cool. All right. So. All right. In that case, I like Don's theory. It's probably It's probably. I'm gonna say it's the close eyes because he just seems so
suspicious.
Not suspicious, but he seems. Oh, I know why. It's because I don't like him. That's why. I mean, it's not I don't like him, but like I like him the least. Like that's probably I think. And he seems like he would be a traitor. Like he just has the face of a traitor, you know? Like but I will say one more thing, which is that when I was considering who the traitor could be, I was thinking that it has to be someone. Never mind. Yeah, I don't know. But I like the theory of it being him. So yeah, could be him. All right. Okay. I don't really have much more else to say about the episode.
The ending.
Oh, the ending.
Okay, let me speak about the ending a little bit. Okay, so the song. I'm talking about the song. When I listened to it for the first time, I was low-key panicking because I don't remember anything sad happening nor anyone dying in this song. And so I was trying to figure out why they used such an emotional song for the ending. And I was trying not to freak out. I don't know why they chose that song, and it made me question my entire knowledge of the series.
I think anime do that a lot. Like they'll have like the happiest series, and then they'll have endings that just make you cry for no reason. I just think that's just how it is, you know.
Okay. Also, doesn't hold a candle to the original ending theme. I'm sorry.
It's what?
Does not hold a candle to the original ending theme. The first one.
I agree, Dude. But then again, almost nothing does, because that ending theme is like a class, like an instant classic. So I wasn't really expecting it to live up to it at all. But I would say the visuals and like the whole idea of the ending with like, you know, Yuji recording everything on his camera. I like that, and I thought the art was just so nice, and the music was good but weird. But I feel like it's one of those songs that is gonna grow on me, and like by the end of the season, I'm gonna like it a lot. So yeah,
I feel that. Again, a lot of really good animation to it, and I think there was probably more good animation in this one compared to the first one. But the first one, that's hard. Like,
yeah, I mean,
that's definitely one of the top tier ending themes for a while.
Yeah, I mean, that first one, I would probably. Actually, I'm not going to do that. I have so many endings that I love, but it's definitely one of the top 20 at least. So, yeah,
that is one of like of all the anime I've watched, that ending and the ending to Blood Battle Blockade are the only two I've never skipped.
Yeah, that's true actually, because you can say you like an ending, but the real test is if you skip it or not, you know. And I never skipped it. That's how I found out that there was a post-credit scene. Yeah. Okay, all right. So, do you guys have any closing thoughts about the episode?
How would you rate it?
I would give it probably an 8.5. You know what I'm starting to realize? I think I kind of like the exposition episodes better than the action episodes, maybe? Like I enjoyed this episode more than I enjoyed what's his name? Mahito versus
The
Nami.
Mahito fight?
Yeah, like so I don't know.
You want to know the reason for that?
What?
The character writing in this show is really on point. So it's never just like the two
Yes.
characters spouting dialogue at each other. Every single like dialogue or exposition moment, the character's personality is just flaring up.
Yeah.
Like, take the scene where they were planning on killing Yuji. Toto was being Toto.
Yeah.
Like, Maki was being Maki. All of them were being their own unique characters, and just you watched each of those characters just bounce off of each other. It never just feels like an actual conversation. It never feels like just filler or just obligatory exposition dumps.
Yeah.
Okay, I have something to say to that because I do think that the individual characteristics really shone through in this series, but something that really made me like excited for the entire like anime and the manga is the relationships for this between each character. And I'm not going to go too deep into it because this is around the closing, but I do want to say that if you're like reading the manga or continue watching the anime, definitely look out for the little foils between characters. Like we realize Jogo is like the reverse name of Gojo, and I'm thinking that there's some similarities between that. The relationship between Megumi and Yuji is important because they haven't met each other in so long, and they didn't know each other for a long time. They haven't been with each other since childhood, but they're already in sync with their minds, and I think that's really important.
Okay.
But also the relationship between Gojo and Yuji, because the sensei and student like vibe between those two. So I really do think that the series handled it really well with looking between the relationships and how that adds to the plot even more. So definitely look out for those kind of things.
Okay.
That's it,
Nice.
And also, you guys reminded me of something else. I know you haven't even given your ratings yet, so sorry, but this is like
10
a big thing.
out of 10.
10? Really? Wow, okay.
Gojo eyes out of
Wait,
Gojo
so are you
eyes.
saying, okay, what, I know you didn't review the past ones, but like, is this the best episode you've seen so far out of the 14, or are they just all 10s?
Oh, they're all 10.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Or-
we have a stand over here.
Or a better reference to understand 2 Gojo eyes out of 2 Gojo
Oh, okay.
eyes.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Yeah, Gojo showed up like so many times in this episode. If you gave it a 12, I wouldn't be surprised. Just one more thing, because this is actually something important that I wanted to talk about, but I kind of got distracted by the whole discussion about the cursed energy. But that thing that was set up about how there was a part when Megumi said that they could all team up on Yuji, and if they were not using cursed energy, then Yuji would still beat them. I was thinking that was going to be like, that was why I was so excited about that theory, because I was like, oh, okay, so they're all going to fight Yuji without cursed energy because they want to kill him and they don't want him to come back, but they're going to lose.
You were wrong.
They're going to lose. But
Yeah.
I was wrong, and the whole thing was wrong. So, yeah, I just wanted to mention that, but I will say the setup for that too is really exciting. I cannot wait to see them, like, Yuji fight against all. I don't know if it's actually going to happen, but I think it will. Also, another prediction that I forgot to mention is
That I can't wait to tell if it was wrong or right.
I mean, this is actually such an obvious prediction, but everything is always so unpredictable in this series. But I think obviously the cursed spirits are gonna invade during the tournament, and then like Tokyo and Kyoto are gonna like team up and they're gonna fend them off, and then the teachers will do that thing where they're like, wow, they really exceeded our expectations. What a strong batch of rookies, you know. I don't know. That's just like a very
It
Alright.
turns out
That's
it turns
reasonable.
out the true curse spirit was friendship all
Oh
along.
yeah, exactly.
What? Oh,
They're gonna. That's what my theory, like the typical shonen thing. But this series always like surprises me, so I don't know.
Quick question: do you think it's going to be a major invasion or a small invasion?
Uh,
Like, is it going to become a whole arc on its own, or is it just?
I think it's gonna be like part of this tournament arc. I forgot what the name of this arc is, but like it's gonna be a part of this competition arc, and then like
Okay.
that's what I think.
Reasonable. All right.
All right, so yeah, you never gave your ratings. I mean, I didn't let you, but yeah, go ahead, give your rating, D.
I'm definitely going to give it a... I'm going to give it an 8. Give it an 8.
Okay.
You're only disappointing 8.5.
Listen, you can't just give everything a 10. That's crazy. Like,
Yes, you can. You have the power.
because 10s don't mean anything if you just give everything a 10. You know,
Madam, we are cynical here.
honestly, I've been feeling bad for giving like episodes 8s because I've been thinking later on, like, is it really an 8 or did I just get caught up in the hype of the moment? You know, so I don't know, but yeah, for now I'd give this an 8.5. And hey, listen, I hope I see a 10 episode at some point. I hope so. I think I've given something a 9 at some point, but yeah. All right, so that's it. That is our review of episode 14 of Jujutsu Kaisen. It's a new year. Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year.
And
Happy death of 2020. Let's make 2021 an awesome one.
yes, hopefully. So yeah, thank you for tuning in, and come back next week for episode 15.
Stay safe, stay healthy, and have a good one.
Bye.